So I'm in Stuyvesant Park again. If you want to scroll around the image, you can see some squirrels right here. Here's one coming right at me. Hey, squirrel. And behind me is the Quakers, the Friends Meeting House, and the Friends School. The meeting house is very old. I was in there recently. It's actually to see David Rovix, the singer. Anyway, we're gonna. Why I'm here is that I'm going to talk about a book called The Job, which is an early Sinclair Lewis novel from 1917. And why I'm here is because a lot of these early novels are set really around this neighborhood, around where I live here, and I really like that. And he has the enthusiasm for the neighborhood that I have, being, transplant New Yorker. He's from the Midwest somewhere, Sauk Center, in Minnesota or someplace. Anyway, so he has in these early young novels, he has all that enthusiasm of a new New Yorker, and like it's clearly pleased to be in our great city here, and I love that. So, because that's the way people are. It's like we want somewhere else. I know people who have lived here or grew up here. Like friend of show Alex, who is happy to be somewhere else and happy to learn how to drive at 40-something years old and all that, where, I learned to drive at 16 and wanted to get done with the whole thing. So it's funny how things go opposite like that. Over here, there's a church, big church, and I saw a plaque. One of the church's claims to fame is that it was the church of J.P. Morgan. So I don't know if that's good or bad, but I hope he gave them some of his damn money. So yeah, a lot of historic stuff around here. I like to see. When I was in Ohio, everything was kind of new and transient, and then it's they built the mall in the 60s near where I lived, and now the mall is destroyed. So it's like, everything's like new and then destroyed. So let's walk. I'm going to walk toward Gramercy Park, because that's part of these stories too. Here, the end of the story, The Job. These are very feminist. I read The Job, and then I read another of his short stories, also from 1917, that was in Saturday Evening Post, and he's very much being a comrade of feminism, of the early feminism. This is before women had the right to vote, I believe. Oh, here's a sign that says it was J.P. Morgan's parish. And Harry T. Burleigh was a soloist here for 56 years. I don't know who she was. And so anyway, there's somebody sleeping rough. Oh, that's part of the church. Oh, it's a chapel. Okay. Anyway, at the end of The Job, which is about a woman getting into business in New York City, who also comes from, I think she came from Pennsylvania or something. It's been a couple books back that I read this. And she ends up, doing this and that, and ultimately being a secretary, and ultimately triumphs in business. and is very successful and is capable of hiring someone who was her boss previous. So these are very much feminist novels, or a comradely view of feminism by a male writer. I don't think males can actually be feminists, but they can be supporters thereof, I think. So so in the end of the story, she ends up finding a place somewhere near Stuyvesant Park there. And so that's why I started there. And then we're going to walk to Gramercy Park, and I'm going to see if I can stick my big, long stupid selfie stick here through the slats in the Forbidden Park. And see, a lot of this stuff is so much the same, like the Gramercy Park area is still like ritzy, and it was back then, So a lot of these things don't change. Some neighborhoods come up and down, whatever that's happened in like Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn, and in Harlem. But some of these solid neighborhoods in New York have remained basically as they were from way back then. So she works and tries to advance in business, and there's fits and turns, and she ends up marrying a guy who was a former boss of hers or something like that. She ends up marrying this dude, and he ends up kind of falling apart. I think he's working for her or something. Anyway, he falls apart. He becomes alcoholic, actually, and so that's a problem for her. Interesting his takes on alcoholism, because he himself, Sinclair Lewis, actually died at age 65 of cirrhosis of the liver caused by alcoholism. So, but it's funny about these drugs. Some people can really get energized and really use them to produce art. I mean, like David Bowie or any of these other people during their cocaine eras, or radio writers or performers in the 40s, getting on bennies, or all the cocaine people, whatever. So there are personalities who can use these things as tools, and use them to produce. While there are many others of people like me, for instance, who probably would not do that. That's why I've kind of stayed away from alcohol or cocaine or any of these kind of things, because I'd probably just end up fucking around and not getting anywhere. If I was a drinker, I'd probably just watch more television and pass out, whatever. But here we have Sinclair Lewis, and this character in the book who becomes derelict, basically, and then he cleans up and wants to be the boss of the family, and she's like, what the fuck, get out of here, So I really enjoyed the job. It's a bit of a longer novel, and there's talk of socialism too in it, because it's Sinclair Lewis, and so there's talk of socialism in the story. In the story that I read, the novel has socialism in it. The story that I read is a little bit more toned down. There's no talk of socialism in the Saturday Evening Post story, but in the novel, yes, there is. So that's kind of interesting. Here's Irving Place I'm approaching, which is it's where George Washington Irving lived right over there. So that's his old house. So now I'm walking up to Gramercy Park, and I'm really enjoying these Sinclair Lewis novels. They are just right for me right now. I'm even reading another one called The Innocents at the moment, almost finished with it. But I don't know, he really speaks to me, and I'm really glad I got back into Sinclair Lewis. I read a biography of Sinclair Lewis, like, in the 70s, and I don't know, I guess I stopped reading him around then, and I'm glad I picked him up again when I read Can't Happen Here, like last year, whenever it was, and then went into several others. King's Blood Royal, which was great, and all these others that I'm finding either free on Apple Books or, basically I've been reading them free on Apple Books. It Can't Happen Here you can get in libraries. It had a revival during the recent fascist boom. So yeah, we're almost to Gramercy Park here, and which features in the story as well. But I really like these. I don't know if other people would go for this kind of thing or not, or maybe it's just, suitable for old people in the 20s. Actually, Sinclair Lewis makes me feel that there was some kind of greatness in America, that, how that somehow got a little lost, or after all the wars. This is in 1917. We're not in World War I yet, but like the one I'm reading now, also from 1917, the war in Europe is going on, and people are talking about the war in Europe that they're not involved in yet, but soon to be. And then these wars, man, they just they screwed up everything. I mean, the arms industry went crazy, and now they rule the whole country. After World War, after all the money they made after World War II, I mean, it seems like the arms industry is something that should be nationalized. It's something that people should not be making personal profit from weapons of murder and mass destruction. It's evil, I think. In the Job, I think she either the Job or the story I read afterwards, she stays in like a woman's house, women's housing, and because there are places like that for young women to stay. I don't know if there still are. I think this building right here is that kind of a place, as I'm approaching Gramercy Park here. So we'll just look at Gramercy Park a little bit and we'll stop. So looks like there's getting to be a movie shoot here. There's wires going around. So something's going on. So yeah, we'll stick my selfie stick in the Gramercy Park here and pretend I'm inside. That'd be fun. So yeah, here's Gramercy Park, and there's Edwin Booth, the statue of Edwin Booth, the brother of John Wilkes Booth, who was a famous actor, and who actually lived over here, I think, in the Players Club, or was a big member of the Players Club. So anyway, I think that's all I got to say right now about The Job and the story, which titles I can't remember. Maybe I'll look it up when I get back and put it on the screen somewhere. So I'm going to load this in 360, and people can scroll around and find me or just listen to it as a audio podcast and see if we like it that way. This is an experiment, okay? So thank you for watching, and we'll talk to you later, okay?